Yet again, it's time for those damn Green Bay Packers. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for a Week 16 Chicago Bears preview. And this game is probably, especially up to this point, the biggest game of the Chicago Bears season, as the Bears come into this game 10-4, play host to the 9-4-1 Green Bay Packers. And a rivalry game that could decide a lot of what could potentially happen to each team's season. But before I preview, give my thoughts and predictions of this ball game, make sure you guys leave this video a like as it continues to help this channel to grow. And the goal is still to get to 6K subscribers. And to help with that, leave this video a like. And if you haven't, make sure you click the subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss anything that I post on this channel. But without further ado, let's dive into it. The Bears are coming off the heels of 2 weeks ago, a 28-21 loss to these Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. But things are going to be a little bit different as, of course, things are at Soldier Field. Both teams have dealt with injuries since then. And both teams, prospectively, Packers coming off a loss to the Broncos, Bears coming off a win against the Browns. Two football teams could be possibly going in two different directions, but the biggest loss, and of course you guys already know where I'm going, is the loss of Micah Parsons for the year with the torn ACL that he suffered last week. Now, does this change a lot for this Packers defense? Of course, because Micah Parsons has played like one of the more dynamic and defensive player of the year type of players. So the Bears, their offensive line is going into a third straight week of going against dominant pass rusher is now gone. With Michael Parsons 2 weeks ago, Myles Garrett, and now the loss of Michael Parsons exits that out. But do the Packers still present problems on the defensive side of the ball? Absolutely. Rashawn Gary, very good pass rusher in his own right. Then you're talking about Edgerrin Cooper, Quay Walker. They've been playing some good defense. Xavier McKinney in the back end. He's been playing some really good defense. And I think a key for this Bears offense to have success against the Packers team that's ranked 8th defensively on all fronts. 8th against the pass, 8th against the run, 8th in total points. So you're going up against the top 10 defense. And the Bears have the number 2 ranked rushing attack, 17th for pass. But I think a key, even though you have Odunze and Luther Burden both ruled out of this ball game, I still believe that you are going to have to start your passing game a lot quicker than what the Bears did 2 weeks ago against Green Bay. Because I think when they started to get the passing game going and when this offense started to get clicking, I think it was a little bit too late against a really stout Packers defense. But like I said, the loss of Michael Parsons is going to change it. But I still think that this Bears team is going to have to start fast against a team like this. And then when we're talking about playing complementary football, a Packers team that pushes the ball down the field. So I think from the Bears' perspective, starting fast is key. Getting the pass game going, especially early, I think is going to do a lot for Caleb having rhythm and a lot of Caleb getting involved in this ball game. And I think guys like Zacchaeus, I think a guy like a Devin Duvernay, guys like a John A. Rocco, who could possibly make more of an impact with the losses of Odunze and Burden. And Cole Kmet at this point is questionable for this ball game. But if he's able to go along with Colston Loveland, I think those two are going to be big. maybe Swift and Monangai at times in the passing game. I think you are going to have to get this passing game going early if you want to have a different result from what we had last time going around against the Green Bay Packers. And you're going to have to continue to run the football. I know things, like I said, things are going to be different. The Bears, with this offensive line, the continuity they have built the last couple of weeks with Ozzie Trapillo now starting at that left tackle position, you are going to have to get this run game, continue to pound the Green Bay Packers, win the time of possession.
Yo, what's up, guys? APW Sports here, and today's video is being brought to you by ExpressVPN. Now, there's a few things I really like about having ExpressVPN. One, I feel protected. Being on the internet a lot as a content creator, or being on the internet period, especially in the 2025 modern era, you're going to need protections from hackers. You're going to need protections from your passwords. You're going to need protections from your vital credit card, vital personal information. ExpressVPN does an excellent job of protecting you. And also, if things happen to slip or if things have been exposed before, you will get alerts to your phone that will let you know that things have been exposed to the dark web and that you should take action. And then another thing that I really like about it is that you can unlock more of Netflix. Now, me personally, if you guys don't know, I am a big WWE fan. And since the WWE has a partnership with Netflix in the international areas, you can get your PLEs, you can get your Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all things WWE on Netflix. Best thing to do, switch your location to say a Canada, to say a United Kingdom, and bam, there you go. You have all your access to your WWE content, and it unlocks more things that necessarily United States does not carry. And that is another thing that I really love about ExpressVPN. So to get yours today and get 3 months free, click the link below and use code APW Sports at checkout to get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. You will not regret that at all. Best investment you will ever make. Protect yourself and unlock more television on Netflix to watch. Now, we're going to get back to this video.
Because we know that coming off of the game 2 weeks ago, Green Bay pushed the ball down the field, and it really hurt the Bears. So you're going to have to win the time of possession, keep sustaining drives, keep this Packers offense off of the field, because the Bears defensively were beat with the explosive plays. And the Packers are a team that can be very explosive down the field. Now, when we're talking about the Packers offensively, they could be an offense that may be hampered. Now, at the time of me recording this video, it hasn't been officially announced whether Josh Jacobs and Christian Watson are going to go. But from reports I've seen, Josh Jacobs hasn't practiced all week, even though that don't mean too much because it's been weeks he doesn't practice and he plays. Christian Watson has been limited. Latavian Wicks has been questionable for this ball game. And Elton Jenkins, the center, is out. So we're talking about a Bears defensive unit that could possibly get Tremaine Edmunds back. And if Tremaine Edmunds is able to go in this ball game, the Bears will have their linebacker quarterback for the first time all together in probably, 4 to 5 weeks. Because TJ Edwards has missed a ton of time. Noah Sewell's missed time. And then Tremaine Edmunds being on IR. Getting this linebacker quarterback against a guy like a Musgrave, who has been more ingratiated in his offense with Tucker Kraft being out for the year, it's going to be a big help. And Jaden Reed, he came back against the Bears 2 weeks ago, and we see the impact he can make. We've seen what Christian Watson impact can make if he's healthy. But one thing that the Bears didn't do in their last matchup is get after Jordan Love. I think if you get some pressure on Jordan Love, you make things difficult for him. He can move a little bit, but he's a quarterback that prefers not to get outside the pocket, prefers to stay in the pocket. So the Bears, against this offensive line, can get some pressure from Sweat, get some pressure from Booker, rotational piece of Shoyinka. I think the Bears can get some pressure. I think this changes this team tremendously, as the Packers are 18th running the football as an offense and 12th in passing. As the Bears, They rank 23rd against the run, which I think the Packers are going to try to come out and do. And they rank 18th against the pass. But we all know what this defensive unit of the Chicago Bears live by. 30 takeaways, which leads the league by a long shot. 30 takeaways. But they, as both offenses, Bears and Packers, only give the ball away 10 times, which has them tied for second least giveaways in the NFL. The Bears got one against the Packers 2 weeks ago. And they got 3 interceptions last week against Shador. And I think when we're talking about the Bears defense, they feed themselves off of turnovers. But it didn't go like that against the Packers because I think the Packers, like I said earlier, can be very explosive and can change the course of a drive, a game with one play, and we've seen it a good amount in their game 2 weeks ago. So the keys is the Bears are going to have to win time of possession because their defense is susceptible to giving up yards. So if you're able, as a Bears offense, to sustain drives and keep that explosive Packers offense off the field, convert some of these third downs, convert some fourth downs that you go for, you are going to give yourself a much better chance of winning, limiting the Packers' possessions, and capitalizing and scoring opportunities on the drives that you are able to go. Takeaways, of course, those are going to be key. And then on top of that, I think if you're another key, you got to get pressure on Jordan Love because when he has a clean pocket, he's going to eat you alive. Let's just be honest. He's going to pick you apart if he has a clean pocket. He's the type of quarterback that can do that. So the Bears are going to have to get pressure on him, whether they bring some blitzes with the C.J. Gardner-Johnson, whether they bring some Briscoe and a couple of blitzes, Tremaine Edmunds if he plays, T.J. Edwards. We know he can do well in the blitz game. Get pressure on Jordan Love. Make things a little bit difficult for him. Make him go outside of the pocket and make him force some of those throws because he has I'm not going to say a huge tendency, but he can have those moments where he can force a throw and the Bears are opportunistic and picking the ball off can change the game right then and there. But with all that said, my pick is going to go to the home team in this ball game. I'm picking my Chicago Bears. Here's why. I think the Bears learn about themselves a lot as a football team coming off of that loss 2 weeks ago to the Packers. And I'm picking a score of 20-17. But like I said, the Bears learn a lot about themselves. Learn a lot of what they could correct, which is they got to start fast, which they did last week against the Cleveland Browns. They have to run the time of possession. And then on top of that, they have to continue to be aggressive on defense. You can't sit back in some of those zone coverages. You got to make things a little bit hectic. And I think they're going to change their game plan on the defensive side of the ball and be just a bit more aggressive against this offense. You have to. So, and then on top of that, I think they're going to make it even more of an emphasis to pound the rock down the Packers' throats, especially with exit Micah Parsons. That is going to change the Bears' offensive line blocking schemes tremendously. Instead of having to focus so much on Parsons, I think you get a different blocking scheme, you get different zone reads, you get different ways to attack this Packers defensive front. So I think this is going to be a very close game. The Packers are still a really good team, respect to the rivals. But I think at the end of the day, I think Caleb plays a much more efficient game than what he did a couple of weeks ago. I think, especially with it being potentially a little bit warmer than it was 2 weeks ago. And then on top of that, the Michael Parsons injury, I think is going to loom a little bit large for this Bears offense to attack this Packers defense. And I think even though Odunze and Burden are out, I think Ben Johnson is the perfect coach to kind of scheme things to get guys involved and get opportunities for the different guys to get the ball in their head, including DJ Moore. So I think the Bears come out victorious in this 20-17 at home. But those are my thoughts. These guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to see what you guys think. Leave this video a like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. The goal is 6K before the end of 2025. Getting close, but I am at PW Sports Center. Now, make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great, excellent day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.